Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of On a Heater podcast featuring myself, Dashing, as well as my good friend Kiwi. We are two idiots blundering on about sports per usual, and I gotta say, Kiwi, I'm objectively having the worst week. The worst. It sucks. Anyway, how are you doing?
Honestly, you probably got me beat, but I can't say that mine's been great either.
this is so awful. This week sucks.
Yeah, it's
I haven't been sleeping. I have multiple car issues, and now I have no light bulbs to fix the light in my room.
yeah.
Uh,
I have been I've been stress clenching my jaw when I sleep as of late again,
Oof.
and it's actually the worst because my teeth just hurt
Ugh.
all day long.
Oh my god, that sucks.
So I've been like trying to do massage my jaw a little bit before I sleep and make sure it's unlocked, but I can't what I'm falling into now is instead of just having my jaw locked is I'm trying to actively unlock my jaw so focused on doing that I'm locking my jaw in an unlocked position. So now I'm teaching myself just to relax my jaw. That's all I need to do is just relax it. It's been getting a little bit better, but I can't say that it's been great.
There you go. And I mean, not that fuel to the fire or anything on my week's been objectively worse than yours. Right before we just started recording this, my camera didn't work. My mic suddenly stopped functioning correctly.
After you fix the camera.
After I fixed the camera. So yeah, this has been a fantastic day. I'm waiting to go lay down later tonight and my bed is just gonna fucking break or something.
Oh, and not to mention, as you all will notice, we're obviously a day late with this podcast again because I took a nap yesterday afternoon, woke up to my alarm, and then fell back asleep for another 2 hours.
Yeah. I was pretty ready to go at the normal recording time that we usually have. And then you got on at 6 or 7 p.m. and I was like, I don't think I have the energy in me to record it.
Honestly, I was like, let's do it. Let's get it out of the way. I'll push through it because I screwed up. But you so graciously with your 4 hours of sleep.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I've had to make multiple trips to the airports this week.
Oh, that's the worst.
So, picking up multiple people because my family doesn't know how to be helpful. Not my immediate family, but my extended family. So,
of course, that's always
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Well, see, what's happened now is that you committed to doing it one time, and so now you're the airport guy.
Right? Yeah. Which every now and again, I'm fine. If it's once, every few months or whatever. If that's my responsibility, I'm fine with that. Bringing to the airport or coming and going getting people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I have to do it multiple times in a week, where I have to pick them up past midnight, when I have to be awake at 7 a.m.
Is this in Boston too? You pick them up in Boston?
One of them was in Boston, yes. The other one was
Jesus
not
Christ.
in Boston. So I had to do that, but it would be fine normally, you know what I mean? Once every few months, whatever. But because it was in back-to-back days that I had to do this, it's like, are you freaking for real? Nobody else could take time off or go and do this. And you know what their excuses were? It was like, oh, I have to work tomorrow morning. Oh, I have to get up early and work tomorrow morning. Guess what? Me too. Me too.
See, I get out of that because I work really early in the mornings, so I'm never the one that has to do anything like that.
It's stupid. And then some other things giving people rides to doctors' offices or other things. It just I don't mean to just sit here and complain about my family, on the beginning of this podcast here, but I take off time from work. I'll use sick time. I'll use vacation time because I need to help out. That's just what you do sometimes when you're, trying to be a good person, good family member. And it's every other one of my cousins, sometimes my aunts and uncles are like, oh, I have to work. Oh, I have to do this. And I won't be able to, take 30 minutes to bring somebody to go to the doctor and then bring them back somewhere else. It's like, I use my lunch break to go do what you're not willing to take 20 minutes off of work to do.
Yeah,
You
no kidding.
some of them work for my uncle or my cousins. Like, they work for each other. Like, some of them work for each other. So it's like, really? Really? You can't
Yeah.
take like, I get
My
it if you're
God.
like, get it if you're, like, traveling for work, but, like, if you work in town, it's like, come on. Just tell me you don't fucking care without telling me you don't care, you know what I mean?
Right. 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 Well, you know who else doesn't care is probably everybody listening to us rant about our week.
Oh my god, and if you're watching on
They're like,
YouTube, you see this flashing light,
oh my
it
God.
is killing me. I
Just cover up his half of the screen.
it's absolutely killing me. I don't know why. Like, I guess, like, it's one of those, like, ticks of, like, like, you hate when people are, hitting their desk or, like, thumping their leg or, like, chewing too loud, like, one of those, like, misophonia things. Um, this is just, like, one of those things for me where it's like, if there's a flickering light, oh my god. Oh my god. Does it just make me unrationally angry?
Yeah, I have a lot. There's a lot of noises that do that to me. Like people like inhaling really heavily, like
Oh, yeah.
constantly. Like every breath is
Mhm.
that level of inhaling. Like I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it drives me crazy.
ugh, oof. But anyway,
Anyways, hope everyone
ranting
else had a great week.
ranting and raving aside, let us know what pissed you off this week, because that's the name of the that's gonna be the name of the episode, something along the lines of getting upset.
Yeah, no kidding. Now that we've spent 45 minutes.
No kidding, no
Oh
kidding.
my goodness. All
Um,
right.
anyway,
Surprisingly, we do have a little bit of baseball news for this week.
right after saying we were done talking about baseball last
Yeah, no
week.
kidding. It's a little bit. I mean, two of these are going to go fast. One of them might be a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
uh coming out of Kansas City, Waka has signed a 3-year, $51 million extension with a 4th-year option.
Mhm.
I like Waka ever since he was with the Cardinals. I've liked Waka.
Yeah, I think he's good. I like the signing. I like the Royals. I think they're a halfway decent team. I don't think that they're gonna be going anywhere anytime soon until they add a few more pieces, but
Yeah,
yeah, they'll be a good wild
I
card
mean
team again next year.
they were pretty much the Bobby Witt Jr. show this year. So,
Yeah, no kidding.
um, and then speaking of shows and signings, Cole has decided to stay with the Yankees after previously saying that he didn't want to stay with the Yankees.
He literally went into their office and he was like, "I'm going into free agency." Hmm. And they went, "Okay, bet. Have fun. Have fun
And then
testing
like
free
2 days
agency.
later, he's like, "I'm not going into free agency. I had you fooled."
I still get my money, right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you still get your money." He probably I'm willing to bet he went out there, he talked to his agent, and he was like, "How much can I command?" And his agent went, "Not what you're making now."
Not what you're making now. Yeah, no kidding.
And he went
No kidding.
"Oh shit. Did I screw up? Did I do that?"
And then lastly, speaking of someone who can command more money probably in free agency,
Mhm.
Juan Soto landing spot predictions.
Whew.
Not re-signing with the Yankees.
Listen, all I'm saying is I saw that the Rays were gonna inquire about Juan Soto signing with the Rays, and, I made this joke yesterday, I think, but, I'm just gonna say it again because it's on the pod now. That's like me if I message Sydney Sweeney and I'm just like, "Hey, hey," It's just not gonna happen.
It's not
There's
gonna happen.
there's not gonna be a reply, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I can message Sabrina Carpenter, I can message Sydney Sweeney, I can message, you name insert actress, music artist here. They're not gonna reply to me. They're also just like the Rays aren't gonna sign Juan Soto. It's a waste of time. but, but where do I think he realistically lands? I could see like the Mets. I could see, hilariously, I feel like the Dodgers will try to make another play. Will make a play for him just to add to their super team. Could you imagine Juan Soto on the Dodgers?
So Mookie Betts is moving back into the infield,
He is.
which leaves an opening in their outfield.
Yep.
So I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but
It's a possibility.
it's a possibility. You know who else has a ton of money and could use a nice boost of potential like this?
The Boston Red Sox.
Oh, well, they're not going to do it.
They're
So
not
don't
gonna
get your
do
hopes up.
Hey, they were on the list of teams that were going to inquire, and that's like on the same level of like the Rays comparison that I was making earlier.
Except for the Red Sox actually have history
They
and,
they
and
they
championship
do.
flags.
They do.
I mean, the Rays have won, but
Yeah, but the Rays are also the Rays, so let's not get
Yeah.
silly here.
No, I was gonna say the Detroit Tigers.
That's actually not a bad option. I would actually be kind of interested in that, weirdly enough.
Dude, Detroit would go nuts if they signed Juan Soto with the team they had last year, and then they're just like, here's like $600 million for this guy. Dude, he'd like quadruple or quintuple their freaking payroll.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He oof. Oh. I I think that mostly is why like they might not do it. Like they might not follow through with something like that. But honestly, it wouldn't be a bad way to go. Go to Detroit? Hell yeah.
I mean, they're on the up and coming. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to be why wouldn't you want to be the face of a franchise while they're getting good?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, unless he wants to win a World Series and he doesn't think that they can win right now, like now, I guess that's the deciding factor.
Well, if Tarek Skubal can learn how to not like completely choke game 7 of the ALDS, then
Like game 5.
whatever game they lost. No, it was 7. That went 7.
Oh, that
Did it
went
not?
7?
No, it went 6. It went 6.
Yeah.
It went
yeah.
6. Yeah, well, if he can learn how to do that, then Detroit actually might have a chance at a World Series.
That's true. Well,
The Detroit teams, dude, they're making a comeback. The Pistons already have more wins this time at this point in the year than they did last year, so
Jesus. Oh my god.
oh my god. All right.
You know-
that wraps us up for baseball. Let's move to football.
Yeah, baseball wasn't
This is gonna
gonna
be a long
be
episode.
Baseball wasn't gonna be anything. Let's fire through some of these football firings real quick. LOL, thank you for laughing. The Raiders.
Sorry, wrong part.
Jesus Christ. The Las Vegas Raiders have fired OC Getsy, and New Orleans Saints fired head coach Allen. There goes my prediction that he will be there for the rest of the season. As well, Derek Carr now has gotten Allen fired twice in his career as a coach.
Congrats, Derek Carr. You're going into the Hall of Fame for that.
And there goes my claim that Derek Carr is a halfway decent quarterback.
He's halfway decent at getting someone fired twice.
Yup. Yes, he is. He also has now lost to every team in the NFL.
So, didn't Luke Getsy? Didn't he coach the Panthers? Am I crazy?
Probably. Maybe.
And then he got fired, and now it moved to Las Vegas, and now he's gotten fired in the OC position. Is there anything left for this man? The kickers coach? Like what? Like
they might move him down, maybe receivers. If he's lucky.
Yikes. That's a bad coach right there.
I mean, he's it
At least he wasn't a head
good.
coach twice and got fired by the same quarterback twice.
Not good. Anyway, speaking of Carolina, Chuba Hubbard signed an extension, 4 years, 33.2 mil.
This is a steal.
It's good. That's a good get. That's a good keep. Team still sucks. It's still not Bryce Young's fault.
Hubbard's good though.
But Hubbard is
Hubbard's
good.
though.
Hubbard is damn good. Also, where are all you people out there that were like, "Oh, see, Andy Dalton is so much better than Bryce Young."
Bryce Young came back in and they like almost won again.
No kidding. Like, I don't know where I need to point to that says like Bryce Young is not the problem, but like this coaching staff, number one, it sucks. Number two, ownership and GMs suck. Number three, I don't know. Like, you ruined him. You ruined him. And Andy Dalton, sure, he came in and lit it up one game, but he hasn't done shit since. And I mean, not counting his car accident missed game, but like otherwise, what are we talking about? Like,
It's like that. It's like that meme. There's only one thing worse than a child, except for the whiteboard says Carolina Panthers, and it says there's only one thing worse than Bryce Young, and it's coaches and GM.
No kidding. No freaking kidding. No joke. Like holy shit, bro. It blows my mind. It really, really does.
You have such a talented player in front of you, and you're literally going for Andy freaking Dalton. Washed Andy Dalton. This isn't a Russell Wilson comeback story. Good lord. All right, injuries. Let's zip through them. Yep. This one's actually huge. I'm going to make a comment on this one.
Okay.
Before we even get into the other ones. Dak Prescott placed on IR with hamstring injury, possibly season-ending surgery coming his way.
Wow.
Are the Cowboys now? Is this the sign to start selling some of these players
for the season? Yeah.
Yeah. This is the time. And then just go a different way.
Well, it's actually really funny because they just bought on Mingo. In the trade deadline.
Yeah, if you want to call it bought, I think they got fucking swindled.
Swindled, yeah, they did. Which
4th round pick?
We'll get to there. We'll get to that.
Bro.
But yeah, no, they just bought at the trade deadline. So I mean, they missed their chance to sell. But I would say, yeah, it's time to sell. Maybe at the draft.
Amari Cooper didn't even get traded for a 4th round pick.
We'll get there.
Huh? Anyways, yeah, I just oh my god, all right. Anyways, Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is out with a shoulder injury, may need surgery, but from what I've heard, that won't be season ending, so it's like super minor.
It won't be season ending, but return of Mac Jones getting his starts.
Chicago, Billings is placed on IR with pec surgery. He's out for the season. This is rough for us.
That sucks.
And then some positive injury news. Christian McCaffrey, activated from the IR, is expected to play on Sunday.
They had to. They didn't have a choice. If they could keep him out longer, they would have. They absolutely would have. If they didn't need to activate him, because if they didn't, he would have been done for the year. They needed to. This is like my guess. I'm just gonna say it. My guess here is that what they are going to do is let him play like 1 or 2 snaps a game, but not even give him the ball. Just make him stand there and then sit back on the bench. That's what we're gonna see. We're not gonna see him do like quite literally anything because he has both Achilles injuries. Nah. You ain't doing nothing with him. You ain't risking that. Risking that.
Can they not make him like a game time decision every week and then just be like, oh, not playing?
I think that they need to play him. I think he can like miss a game here and there, but like I think that they need to like have him.
It's getting to the point where
at least
like
active, right?
They have to play him like half of the rest of the season or something,
or at least place him on the active roster, but not actually put him on the field. Maybe.
Yeah.
or
Well,
make sure he's like in a non-contact position.
he might. Well, yeah, he probably has to have like one snap worth of play
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
as a minimum or something. I don't know.
Have
The NFL's weird with that kind of stuff.
have him line up for a delay of game, and then take him off.
Oh my god, that'd be crazy. False start.
Yeah.
Have him be the false start.
Yeah.
So then I guess that well let me grab this real quick before we go into the next thing. The Colts and Jets game has been flexed out of Sunday Night Football on week 11 in favor of the Chargers and Bengals. Thank God. Thank God.
It's about fucking time. Like, bro, sick of the Jets. Stop giving us the Jets in prime time. They don't deserve it. So I'm glad. Good.
Yeah. So then that will bring us into our trade deadline recap.
Ooh.
You want me to fire through this, or you want to take it, or?
I can fire through it. I'll fire through it.
All right.
Washington Commanders acquired Marshawn Lattimore and a 5th from the Saints for a 3rd, 4th, and 6th. The Bengals acquired Khalil Herbert from Chicago for a 7th. The Lions acquired Zadarius Smith and a 7th from Cleveland for the 5th and a 6th. Arizona acquired Baron Browning, Jesus, from Denver for a 6th. Pittsburgh acquired Mike Williams from New Jersey for a 5th. That's an interesting one. New Jersey.
This man said New Jersey.
I did, because that's where they're located.
I mean, technically, but so are the Giants. Then,
yeah, the New York Jets. I don't respect the Jets in this house. Anyway, Dallas acquires Jonathan Mingo and a 7th from Carolina for a 4th, and Baltimore acquired Tre'Davious White and a 7th from the Rams, LA Rams, for a 7th.
All right, honestly,
MetLife's in New Jersey, by the way.
Like we've said, this is just a bunch of attempting playoff teams preparing for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Except for maybe Dallas now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say that Arizona might be making the playoffs, and they're going to be like,
they might win their division.
They're going to be like 9-9, bro, and they're going to make they're going to win the division. Like what?
Yeah.
Or 9-9. I mean 9-8.
A good pickup from Pittsburgh for Mike Williams, though.
It really is, though.
That's a good pickup. For a 5th, that's a good get. Now, going back to
I feel like that's a little bit of an overpay, if I'm being honest. Mike Williams is old now.
He is old. He still got some hands. He wasn't doing anything in Jersey, New York, New York. Yeah, I mean, it's better than a 4th for Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah. Do you think Carolina was like, hey, you guys are good? Do you think, oh my God, do you think they were just like sweet talking them the whole time? Like, you guys are a really good team. We have somebody that we think could help you out. Oh, did you see that Jerry Jones said that he's been looking at this person since he got drafted or whatever? They've been watching him. That's before the trade. He said that.
Jerry Jones needs to freaking go,
everybody was
bro.
like, it's Jonathan Mingo you were talking about?
That guy needs to... Jonathan Mingo aside, Jerry Jones needs to freaking go. I'm sick of this fantasy football owner. Even in Carolina, he's playing fantasy football. It's just like, stop it. Just stop it. Just stop. Go. Hire somebody that knows what the heck they're doing and let them run a team, because you don't know how to run a team.
Did you see that on top of all of these Dallas issues, that Ezekiel Elliott has been distracted the whole season, is why he's not playing well. And he's been like tardy to every practice. He missed a meeting entirely.
He didn't play this last game because of disciplinary issues due to that.
Yeah. It's been bad with him lately, I guess. So, I think he's going to try to get traded.
Well, he can't be anymore.
Well,
can't be anymore. They can release him, but he can't be traded anymore. I also don't think they'll release him. They'll probably just freaking keep benching him.
You're our third string now, buddy. Good luck.
No kidding.
Yeah, I don't really have any comments on any of the rest of these. I mean, it's just standard trades
Standard
at the
trades.
deadline.
There was nothing insane. The Zadarius Smith one for the Lions was probably the most notable.
That's
But
the most needed for sure.
yeah, losing Aiden
Aiden Hutchinson,
Aiden
yeah.
Hutchinson, losing him, getting Zadarius to replace him. That's as good as you're gonna get without getting Mavis Crosby. But
With as strong as the Lions look this season, though, I will say I think Aiden Hutchinson does make it back maybe second round of the playoffs. Actually, at this current pace, they're going to get a bye.
yeah.
So definitely, I think we see maybe Aiden Hutchinson make a playoff return, and then they have Zadarius Smith as depth, which is crazy.
That's kind of cool. But anyway, trades aside, Kiwi, I think it's time to revisit some early season predictions, a little bit of a check-in on how we're doing, how we are faring. You want to read these off? You want me to read these off? What do you want to do?
I'll read these off.
Okay.
All right. So the AFC East, we both actually had the Dolphins. I feel pretty good about this still.
They're 2-6.
Are they really?
They're 2-6.
Who's leading that division? The 3 and whatever Jets?
The 7-2 Bills.
Oh, the Bills. Oh my God, I just had a brain fart. Oh, I feel terrible about this. Well, this is a loss. All right. The AFC, moving on. The AFC North, you had the Ravens, I had the Bengals. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good about the Ravens still. I mean, I feel good about the Bengals. Even though Pittsburgh's technically in first at 6-2, I feel better about the Bengals and Ravens than I do the Steelers.
That's fair. I think this is still anybody's division at this point.
I think so, except the Browns.
Except for the Browns, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, maybe now that they don't have Deshaun Watson, but
still 2-7.
AFC South, we both had the Texans. I feel horrible about this.
The way they've been playing, the way that CJ Stroud is slumping, I feel bad about this, but they're competing with the Colts, the Titans, and the Jaguars, so they still might get in, even though they've been sucking.
Who's in first right now?
The Texans.
Okay, that's what I thought.
6-3. The closest, the next closest is the 4-5 Colts, led by Joe Flacco.
Joe money. All right, and then rounding out the AFC West, you had the Broncos. I had the Chargers. I do not feel good.
I also don't feel the best. I think that I mean, we should have known that the referees would be wearing red as your jersey right now, all year long. And that goes without saying for all you fans. And I can just see in the comments right now, living rent free, whatever comments you want to make as a Chiefs fan. But probably going to see a 15-1 or whatever 17-1 season from them. They're going to drop one game just to make it fair, for the rest of the league before the Chiefs go on and win another Super Bowl. But yeah, I don't think the Broncos or the Chargers come back from this.
Yeah, especially not the Chargers.
Well, the Chargers are sitting at 5-3. The Broncos are at 5-4. Chiefs are only 4 games ahead, so
it could happen. We could see the collapse of Kansas City.
Could happen,
but probably not.
No, with the refs.
All right, moving to the NFC, the East. You had the Cowgirls. I had the Commanders. I can imagine you're not feeling too hot right now.
I'm such an idiot. I'm so stupid. So stupid, bro.
I'm feeling great about my pick.
If I had known Jaden Daniels was going to be such an animal, like, I'll say, I had him in my most improved teams, right? I had the Commanders there. I did not think Jaden Daniels was going to be this good.
Yeah. I'll mention this in a minute when we get to the improve regress.
Okay.
NFC North, we both had the Lions. I feel amazing about this.
Feel great. Feel great. Even though
The Lions look so good.
look
So good.
Even though the Vikings are sitting there at 6-2, and that was a freaking hell of a game between them, and I cannot wait for round 2. But like,
Yeah, this time it'll be in Ford Field though.
I still feel good.
It's gonna be nuts.
I still feel good about my take that the NFC North can make it in, even though the Bears are starting to look
I
like
was
the
gonna
odd
say, you
man
still
out.
think the Bears can make it?
I think so.
Oh, boy.
I think so. They could still pull it off.
Well, I appreciate your faith in my team that I don't have.
Well, I mean, they got to make it past the 6-2 Eagles. So
Listen, if we can beat the Pack both games this year, I consider that a playoff win.
yeah, okay, I accept that.
NFC South, you had the Falcons, I had the Bucks.
Kirkle.
Honestly, I think we should both still be feeling pretty good about this.
The 6-3 Falcons, the 4-5 Bucks leading the 2-7 Panthers and Saints. I feel great. Great.
I think this is still a division up for toss for either of these teams.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that back. The Bucks did have Mike Evans is out.
So is Chris Godwin.
So is Chris Godwin.
Yeah. I mean, they still almost beat the Chiefs. They
lost
an OT.
It's going to be tough, but it's Baker, money maker still down there. So
yes, sir.
And then rounding us out, the NFC West, you had the 49ers. I have the Rams. We're both wrong.
I mean, currently wrong, but I mean, who was going to guess that Call of Duty player, quarterback, legend, Kyler Murray was going to be leading his team to a 5-4 record above the 4-4 teams of the division and the 4-5 Seahawks.
Well, who would have guessed that the 49ers and the Rams teams both would have physically imploded?
No kidding.
Based off of injuries.
No freaking joke. So I don't know. I don't
feel
good.
I don't feel great.
Yeah.
I'm middle of the road on this one.
Is this a Super Bowl team again? No. But a little overrated, I suppose, this year.
It ain't no Carson Palmer down there anymore, slinging tutties.
No.
Miss that guy. All right, do you want me to keep going or do you want to take over?
I can take over from here.
Right.
Improved or regress? Most improved, I had the Commanders, and you had the Bears. Honestly, I'm feeling great about the Commanders.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should be feeling great. Dude, I'm just gonna say this. It's the same old Bears. It's the same old Bears.
Gotta get rid of Eberflus, man. Gotta get rid of Eberflus.
Dude, he has such a bad coaching record. Like, I don't understand. I gave him space at the start of this year because I was like, okay, we're winning some games.
Right.
No, it's showing now.
Well,
he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And poor Caleb Williams is suffering because of it.
Out to dry, man. He's out to freaking dry.
And what are the odds that we have the first overall pick, we take a flyer and end up losing out on Patrick Mahomes, and then we have a first overall pick and we choose the best quarterback in the draft and we miss out on a flyer? Like, are you freaking kidding me?
Hey, the Patriots almost had Jaden Daniels too, except we had to make a field goal to beat the Broncos. I'm gonna scream! Although I still love Drake May, so it's fine.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah.
Biggest regress teams. I had Super Bowls to loser bowls. The Chiefs, that is so unbelievably incorrect. That was wishful thinking on my end. And you had the Bills, which
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Right here with
I'm right there with you.
Right here.
We picked two teams and we said they don't have anybody to throw the ball to. What are they doing? Throwing the freaking ball.
They're killing it in the air, bro. They're absolutely slinging dick up and down the field. On to the Super Bowl picks. Lions, Bengals, and you had Lions, Texans. I feel good about the Lions.
About the Lions, yes. Yes, agreed.
The AFC side, if the Bengals make it in, they are going to be fighting a war. to get there at 4 and
Have you
6.
have you seen Joe Burrow's stats against the 2 games against the
Insane.
Ravens this year?
He's like almost
900
900
and almost
yards.
it's like almost 8 it's almost 1,000, I'm pretty sure. It
Yeah.
was like 960 or something,
Yeah.
like 9 touchdowns
Mhm.
and 1 interception or something.
Yeah. Yep. And they
And he
lost.
lost both games.
Make it make
Dude,
sense. Make it make sense.
It doesn't.
Help this man. Help this man. This is Drew Brees all over again.
No kidding. No kidding. Good lord. Honestly, I don't feel terrible. I don't feel terrible about your Bengals pick. I think they could still get there. Whereas my
Defense needs to
Texans,
step up.
I don't think Texans are gonna make it. I think we're gonna see a little Lions Chiefs, if I'm being
I
honest.
don't want to, but I think you're
I don't want
right.
to.
I think you're right.
Because then the Lions are gonna lose and that whole country's heart is gonna shatter.
Yeah. Vegas will make sure of that. Anyway, I think it's time, Kiwi.
Yeah, it's time for the preheated primetime preview. Womp womp.
Womp womp, bop, 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 bop. Oh, baby. We missed Thursday night football.
We missed Thursday night. Yeah, we missed Thursday. Bengals, Ravens.
I cannot believe this. I missed out on $5,000 because the Bengals went for 2. The Bengals went for 2. I understand why they went for 2. Oh, by the way,
did you just need them to win?
Yeah, I
Okay.
needed the money line. I got the yards. I got the tutties. I got tutties to who they were thrown to. I hit I had a 6-pick parlay. I hit every single one except the Bengals on the money line. Every single one of them I hit.
That's
I was
rough.
so pissed, and it was in parlay bonus too because it was the Thursday night football over on DraftKings. Everybody, not sponsored, but yeah, no, missed out on $5K off that bet, and I was so mad, so pissed.
Yeah, I would have been too. That's rough.
It is what it is, but how could you guess that? How could you guess that?
Yeah. Are we counting who we would have had this week again, or are we just gonna sans it?
I think we sans it. I mean, I was taking the Bengals because I bet on them, but that's a loss. So
I would have taken the Ravens.
Yeah.
But we'll call it a draw there. Dashing doesn't want to lose any ground on me.
I don't.
But Sunday, the 8:20 game on NBC Peacock is Lions at Texans.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, just go ahead and write me too.
Easy.
We both got the Lions for this game because the Texans don't look great right now and the Lions look like the best team in football.
Yeah.
So Dolphins at Rams Monday 8:15 ESPN and Plus.
I got the Rams.
Oh,
I got the Rams.
Yeah. The Dolphins are Tua's still just rough right now.
It's not good.
I think they just lost all the momentum they had.
They did. They absolutely did. It really, really slowed them down. And him coming back, like, he's had flashes in the pan, but it just has not looked the same.
Yeah, I think he's just playing really cautious now. And then our usual Patriots and Bears is easy this week because Patriots at Bears.
And it's going to be easier because the Patriots are going to blow chunks on the field once again.
Yeah, I think that maybe this will be a good week for Caleb Williams to get back into the swing of it.
I mean, all I'm looking forward to is like a halfway decent game, like, you know, from the Patriots on both sides of the football. I know defensively, by the way, if you're a betting man, Swift, bet him for 100 yards this week on the ground because it's going to happen.
He's so good.
He's gonna get 100, maybe more, on this Patriots team. I might put a bet on that. Keep an eye out for it.
Actually, you know what? Live right here. We've already killed enough time today. Live right here. I'm gonna look up the odds for that.
Oh Lord.
For 100 plus rushing yards.
100 plus rushing yards from Swift. Just check it out. Check it out.
And check out these odds currently on DraftKings.
Oh man, I have to re-log into my DraftKings.
NFL Give me that more bets. Where is the Bears game? Bears Patriots.
Let's see.
Rushing props. DeAndre Swift, 100 plus rushing yards is a plus 260.
That's not bad. Yeah. Pretty good. I like it.
If you want to go a spicy 120 plus, it's plus 500.
And you know what? That's probably gonna happen. 120 yards.
Our O-line is still bad, just remember.
Talking about the Patriots running offense or running defense right now. Are you sure about that? Think of some,
it's going to be a movable force against
the immovable object.
A stoppable object,
yeah.
All right. That does us for football. That does us for baseball. We're into the hockey news. Some NCAA news is now going to allow CHL players to play college hockey starting. Oh, I put next week, but I think that's next season. That's next season. Sorry. Next season.
All good. Hey, I like this. I like this news, though. I think
this is fantastic. No, this is great.
I think it's really, really good.
This is giving CHL players a chance to play in a different environment and increase their skills.
Yes, no, absolutely.
So this is great.
Fantastic work for them. I think that's it's going to do really well for these young guys, and I think they deserve the shot to play in the NCAA. So cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it. Colorado. We talked about him a little last week, but let's talk about him again. Nichushkin cleared for practice, has been skating with the team, but his suspension still does last until at least mid-November.
Yep.
So at least next week, I think, sometime, or maybe the week after. I do anticipate him being allowed back.
Yeah.
No issues.
I think so.
Lehkonen activated from the IR. He actually played the other night. I think that was Tuesday. He played Tuesday, and he looked okay. I mean, obviously, he's been injured, so he's going to have a little bit of a slow couple games here, and then he'll get into it. But thank God that Colorado's got some forwards, but then also in the same breath, Wood placed on the IR for an upper body injury. Down goes Miles Wood, who was playing so well.
Colorado down and out, it seems.
I honestly, if they can get back some of these players, I don't think Colorado's out of it.
Yeah, if they can get some of these guys back and get back on their skates here, they'll be all right. They'll get into a playoffs for sure, even without them.
Moving into the Isle, Barzal placed on the IR for upper body, and Pellick placed on the IR for upper body. This is rough for the Isle.
That sucks.
The Isle already were like trying to, make a comeback, and this is rough. Not to mention, I think they're having some other issues with another player. Right. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but Toronto, this actually just happened today. Austin Matthews placed on the IR for upper body retro to the 3rd. This is not great for the Leafs.
That sucks. That's a tough break for them. I mean, I don't really care as a Boston fan, but
yeah, they
that
just whooped you guys 4-0.
That still sucks.
Never mind. I wasn't thinking of the Isle. I was thinking of somebody. I'll mention this in a minute because I actually forgot to look this up. Actually, let me do it now. Freddie Anderson is got some injury thing that he's dealing with that I don't know if they know a lot of the details on it yet.
They'll get there. I mean,
is it going to be? Imagine if it's a Thatcher Demko injury.
Let's not put that on
what
there.
Would be
let's
the
not
odds?
put that. Let's not put that.
What would be
there.
the odds of two people having
knock
that
on wood?
happen?
Knock on wood right now. Knock on wood right now.
I really hope that doesn't happen to Freddie Anderson because it's terrible that it happened to Demko.
Yeah.
But yeah. But so hopefully they get that figured out and it's not something super serious.
Right.
All right. Why? Why do they have to beat me when I'm down?
Always.
Why does it always have to be my sports teams? The
Well,
Red Sox suck. The Bears are the same old Bears. And now the Blues just have injuries like crazy. At least the Suns got me, dude.
the
At
Suns
least
will
the
have you.
Suns got me.
The Suns will have you for a while.
Philip Broberg out 4 to 6 weeks with a leg injury.
That's brutal.
That is literally worse than the Robert Thomas injury.
That's brutal. Just offer sheeted him off the Oilers. Just got him going. Out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Like, dude, like,
Bro.
I just at this point in the season, we have had, well, obviously Torrey Krug is out for the whole year.
Right.
Robert Thomas has went out now for 6 to 8. Broberg is out 4 to 6. Asser Sundqvist didn't come back until like 3 weeks into the season because he tore his freaking ACL last March. So he's been out the whole offseason and then 3 weeks of this season. And not to mention, Dylan Holloway took a freaking puck to the neck the other night, got rushed to the hospital during the first period. They had to stop the first period with 1:12 left.
Yep.
And play it at the start of the second period versus Tampa Bay. And he was like, did you see the video?
Did
I send you the video?
I saw it. I also heard him talk about it.
Yeah, so he takes this puck to the neck off a blocked shot, okay? Yeah. Which I think they said it got tipped. The shot got tipped off of Kairu's stick and into his neck.
Yep.
He takes this, whatever. He seems like he's fine. Like, he just shakes it off real quick. He seems like he's fine. He's skating around, whatever. He gets a breakaway. Doesn't anything happen with that, so he goes to skate off for a line change. Well, as he's skating off, he's like starting to, like, his head's drooping a little bit. And he gets to the bench, and basically his head just straight down. And he just, like, droops out. And luckily, Torchenko was paying attention and was like, hey, let's get the freaking guy over here to check him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got hit in the freaking vagus nerve and went basically unconscious. Like,
bro, fucking adrenaline kept him up. Adrenaline kept him going, and then it just like stopped.
And he doesn't remember going to the bench that well.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't remember being on the bench. The next thing he remembers is being on the stretcher outside of the ambulance.
Jesus Christ, bro. That's scary.
So,
it
was terrifying. And like everybody's like, what the heck is going on? Because obviously he finished the shift. So everybody was like, oh yeah. But then we see the trainer holding his head completely still, never moved a centimeter.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just got hit in the nerve and basically just blacked out. Ends up being fine and whatever. He played Thursday, looked fine. I think he had an assist on a goal actually, but he looked good. He got interviewed. He said, yeah, like, you know, I don't really remember skating off. I don't remember anything until the ambulance. He's like, I felt it, like it didn't feel bad. Like, he felt it initially, but he was like, he was fine. His adrenaline was keeping him up. And he's like, and then we got a 2-on-1 opportunity and you can't pass that up. Like, what a gamer, bro.
He's a hockey player. He's a hockey player.
I love Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug Armstrong.
Yeah, he's a hockey player.
I love them. Like, I do have to say, okay, so I don't know if this completely ends it for the Blues for this season.
Nah, it's too early for that.
Broberg and Thomas being out. I'd like to think not. I mean, we're still like fourth. I think we're 1 point behind Utah now because we lost to them on Thursday.
Well, yeah, but it's still too early to call the season.
Right. But I do have to say that if this is the end of their season, like if we do fall because of this, we have had so many bright spots.
Yeah,
with Broberg proving that he is going to be a top 2 defenseman.
Really good first month, yeah.
Holloway adding the speed that we need. Kairu is producing again, thank God. And Jake Neighbors, oh my God, dude. Oh my God, Jake Neighbors.
Anyway, before you cream your pants, Kiwi, the NHLPA is forming a CT advisory committee. And all I got to say is this is sorely needed.
Yeah, so literally there are retired players who literally kill themselves over this kind of thing and are affected by this. So like this is way too late, but thankfully it's finally in place now.
Very much needed. Very, very much needed.
It just they saw Tua and they were like, yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
time.
here we
It's time.
go.
Yeah, here we go. Dude, what am I gonna do the rest of the season without being able to hear that?
No kidding. That's gonna suck. Play replays.
Right, no kidding.
Play
Yeah,
it back.
just watch TikToks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes,
and
sir.
then our final yeah, our final bit of hockey news record.
Mhm.
Out of Winnipeg, Ehlers becomes the highest scoring Danish player in NHL history with says 474 current. I don't know if he got a point the other night in their game or not, but
Yeah, I'm not sure.
he broke the record. I think it was 472 was the record. So
Nice. I mean,
um,
good for
yeah,
him. Great player. Well
this
deserved.
is obviously he's going to be held in very high regard in the Netherlands going forward.
Oh, absolutely.
But then that brings us into basketball.
Basketball. Starting off with some injuries to nobody's surprise.
Nobody's surprised. We get the bad news out of the way first, usually, guys.
Denver Nuggets, Gordon out multiple weeks with a calf strain. Philly 76ers, Maxey out multiple weeks with a hamstring injury. And then San Antonio Spurs head coach Pop out indefinitely with health issues.
Yeah, so that was scary. Did you see that?
I did.
He just he just was like gone.
Yeah.
During that game.
I
like
mean,
it would ooh.
He's old, he's stressed. I'm not shocked that it's happening. I'm scared for it to happen because I don't, you never want to see somebody die on the court or anything.
Yeah, hopefully
But
he takes the necessary steps to make sure it doesn't happen.
He needs to retire. It's time. It's time to retire.
Well, if that's the necessary steps, then
right, yeah.
The
other two injuries, like Gordon Maxey, they'll be fine. Like they'll come back. They won't be out that long.
Can you honestly say that about a Denver team that maybe doesn't look as up to par right now?
There's a lot of teams that don't look up to par right now.
Can you honestly say that about a Philadelphia 76ers team who's sitting at the bottom of the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, okay. I mean, but losing out on Maxey, he's not at least it's Joel Embiid, but he's suspended for 3 games.
3 games for pushing a reporter.
Yeah, bro. Dude, we just got over this. Are they playing him enough? Like the participation shit, and now he just gets suspended.
And dude, and he just announced that he was like, "Oh yeah, this will be my comeback game."
Yep. No.
Coming up here.
LOL.
Nope, 3 games suspended. So now he's got to wait 3 more games. But
LO freaking L.
And then the Lakers just came out today on Friday. The Lakers are sending Bronny down to the G League.
That's not surprising. I mean, I'm shocked that it didn't happen sooner. I figured after one game playing alongside LeBron for the fanfare and whatever. But this is Bron's decision. The GM of the Lakers did not make this decision. LeBron James made this decision. He finally actually saw his son play and went, "Oh, he sucks."
He needs a little more time.
My son sucks. That's basically what happened.
Yeah. And then I want to talk before we go into the NBA Cup in-season Cup predictions.
Yep.
I want to talk about the Cavs a little bit. 9-0.
Overperforming. They're overperforming.
How long do we think it lasts?
It doesn't last very long. It'll go for a little while, but I mean 9-0, it's unsustainable to win freaking 82 games in a season. So they'll come back down to earth for sure. They're going to be a top team in the East all year. They were a very good team in the East last year. They made it into the playoffs last year as the 4 seed in the East. So they were 48-34 last year. So it's no stretch of the imagination that they got better because they did. So, I mean, are they going to be better than the 64-18 Celtics last year? Are they better than the 7-2 Celtics this year? I don't think so. But I mean, we'll see, It's not the be all end all of the world. I'm not concerned.
All right. Well, that will take us into our NBA in-season cup predictions.
The Emirates NBA Cup. Are you aware of how this works?
I have been glancing over it the past few days.
Okay. So they get group play, West A, West A, East A, West B, East B, West C, East C. All of the groupings are basically randomized, but it's based on the win-loss records from the 2023-2024 regular season. They do the group play, and then 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds, and then they do
Like a
uh
normal
like
bracket
a
going from there, right?
basically a normal bracket. Don't know. Oh, it's a single elimination games in the quarterfinals and semifinals, and then the championship games. It's a 3-game series, I
Which
think.
the championship game is the only game that doesn't count towards the season
The
record.
season record, yes. Because it's I believe it's a 3-game series. I correct me if I'm wrong on that, but yeah, they get a prize pool, and they get an NBA Cup championship trophy, which cool for them. Which I will go into later. But the groups, West Group A is the Timberwolves, the Clippers, the Kings, the Rockets, the Trailblazers. Group B, West Group B is the Thunder, Suns, Lakers, Jazz, Spurs. Group C, the Nuggets, Mavericks, Pelicans, Warriors, Grizzlies. In the Eastern Conference, Group A is the Knicks, Magic, 76ers, Hornets, and Nets. Group B is the Bucks, Pacers, Heat, Raptors, Pistons. Group C is the Celtics, Cavs, Bulls, Hawks, Wizards. I mean, those groupings, I know you're not too familiar with all their game, but pretty evened out, pretty good. Group
Yeah.
play between the 12th and the 3rd. It's going to be great. It's going to be good basketball. I don't really know where this is going to go. Or do you want to make a
Do we want to do our
prediction?
group winners right now, and then later on we do a bracket?
Here's what we should do. We should do it next week because group play starts on the 12th, right? So,
Right.
and our next podcast would be the 14th. So, or I'm sorry, it would air on the 15th if we do it on the 14th. So
Right.
let's do the predictions next week when it actually starts. And then we can do the brackets before the actual brackets start. Does that sound good? You want to do
Huh?
that? You want to do that?
Why don't we just do the predictions this week, skip a week, and then do the bracket?
Well, I mean, just to let it start. Literally, just to let it start. I mean,
Oh,
we
I mean, I
we can
guess
if we
that's
want.
fair. I mean,
It
it's either
really
we do it
is.
before
It
it
doesn't
starts
it
or
doesn't
2 days
matter.
after it starts.
I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. I feel like, whether or not we do the prediction on right now, or if we do the prediction
Realistically, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know how much the pool play
matters.
predictions matter. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm like, we could just push it to next week, but also so I can actually sit down and think about it because I haven't done that yet.
Oh, dude, I could blind fire through these so fast right now.
See, I actually know some of the NBA. Like, I know you don't know some of these teams, but like I do know some of these teams, so I need to actually consider my picks.
I'm gonna say right now that in the West, there's gonna be at least 2 teams that get shafted out of a spot
I can see that. Um,
because there's just so many good teams. Like, how do you squeeze 8 out of that? Not easily.
so I do want to say this though, because this tournament actually leads into my on a heater hot take of the week, brought to you by
Oop,
nobody. Whoop whoop whoop.
oop, oop.
Um, in season tournaments, I think they're a great idea. In terms of like extra money for the players, getting a trophy. Sure, sure. But I also think this can give teams maybe a little bit of an inflated ego, or maybe even give them some loser mentalities. A team that wins the in-season tournament specifically, but loses the league championship. Does that mean that, like ultimately this tournament doesn't mean anything? Like, What does it actually do? You're getting a participation trophy for winning the in-season tournament. Great job. You didn't get the job done when it mattered, but you could do it during the regular season. So, I mean, I like it in terms of like adding more things for us to watch, more things to enjoy, seeing our teams play maybe some teams that they wouldn't normally play in group play and then the bracket stage. I think it's cool. I think it's cool as shit. But it can really, oh, I'm the league champion, but then some other team, and who the fuck knows where, like let's just throw out there, like let's say the Oklahoma City Thunder win the in-season tournament, right? They're the in-season tournament champs, but then the Phoenix Suns win the NBA championship trophy. Like they win the NBA finals. You know, it's the Suns will sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, we're the best, we're the greatest, we won the league, we're number one." And then the Thunder is sitting there going, "Yeah, well, we won the in season tournament, so
Okay.
get wrecked." So like,
To get a banner for that in your rafters, or
some team probably will do that.
The regular season champions.
That's what I mean. So like, what is the point of this trophy? Are they going to get a banner out of this? Is there going to be more than just like a trophy and like some money for the players? Like, what are we
imagine
doing?
the Knicks throwing that banner up if they won the freaking insert season, throwing that banner up in MSG?
No,
So they have regular season champions and in-season cup champions.
brother. Oh my lord, that's what I mean, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
what sort of self satisfaction do you got to do to stroke yourself off to put a banner in the rafters for that?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Not good though.
Yeah. Well, I honestly, yes, obviously this is just to grow the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
But you're right. It doesn't matter anything. It would be cool if, like, I don't know, they got like an extra third round draft pick or something.
An extra draft pick or just like literally anything that would mean something.
Or just a bonus for the players or something,
Yeah.
just some money,
Yeah.
But then, all right, this is, honestly, we're kind of getting into the extracurriculars, both of us here, with our on a heater hot take of the week.
Okay.
Because my on a heater hot take of the week is it's time for overtime to mean something. There is one sport that overtime actually means something in. Can you tell me what that is? It's not hard.
The NFL?
No.
Oh.
It's the NHL, because the
NHL.
loser team can get a point out of it.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going now. I see where you're going with this.
Why should a player be forced to play God knows how many hours of a game only to have to not be able to win or lose that game and have to play more?
Yeah.
And then if you lose again, you still don't get anything. You just worked extra hard.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, as a person working a 9-to-5 job, want to go and work your 9-to-5 job, feel not accomplished, so you have to stay over, but you don't get paid for that overtime?
That's true.
That's how overtime is in every sport except for hockey. And I'll get to hockey in a minute. So my proposal is, actually, I guess I'll get to hockey at the same time here, kind of.
Yeah. When you asked that first question, I was like, what sport does it matter the least?
My proposal is for baseball, basketball, football to implement a similar style as the NHL with the loser point.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note, I want regular wins in the NHL to
Okay.
be worth 3 points. I want overtime wins to be worth 2, and I want overtime losses to be worth 1.
So the problem with the loser point for, like every other league aside from hockey is that hockey is a point-based system for scoring their league for standings. The NFL, NBA, and MLB are all based on wins and losses. So it is purely based on wins and losses. And to implement overtimes to mean something more than what they are, they would need to implement a point system for
Right.
their records.
Right. So that's where I was getting with that. So they need to implement overtime loss points and thus a point system. But at the same time, they would also need to increase their win loss points, or match the NHL's increased win loss points. Because why would you want to play extra amount of time and get nothing out of it?
I mean,
So give them a loser point, okay? But at the same time, the team who won, well, they couldn't get it done in regulation either. So
yeah.
why should they be rewarded with the exact same amount of points that they would have gotten if they had done it in regulation? Thus, make regulation worth more points.
I mean, I get it and I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, for some of these leagues, I get why they don't do it, and I'm not going to
Yeah,
fault them for not doing it. I think
right.
if the NFL is going to fix their overtime, they give both teams an opportunity to get a touchdown, no matter what. And
I
then
think
the
I
third
think if the
one
NFL was
should
going to
be
fix their
the thing.
overtime, they should get rid of the refs and just let the teams go at it.
Let the teams play. Yeah.
I think, other than the NHL, I think that the MLB has the best going, quote
Right
unquote,
now.
overtime right now
Right now,
with
extra
the
innings, yeah.
extra inning changes.
Hmm.
Um,
Man on second is such a good idea.
yeah, well, how many times have we seen a literal double game, like an 18
Right.
inning game?
Right.
You know, so, and it's like, dude, you're literally your freaking AAA second baseman is pitching for you right now. Like, that's not necessary.
No, yeah.
So yeah, so that's my on the heater hot take of the week. I think that overtime
Yep.
should actually mean something. Might have to change it up for the other sports, but
Mhm.
and then I get the people who are in the comments. Oh well, then you'll have O for the stat line for NHL because you'll have to have overtime wins listed separately.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I get it. Shut up. I understand.
Yeah. Whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I think they can figure it out without having to overcomplicate it or make it convoluted. There are ways. There are ways. But with that said, our hot takes laid out there. I think we were actually hot takes this week. Not casual
I
takes.
tried to actually have some heat for you guys this week instead of
Um,
just trash.
but we'll get into our sports bets for the week, brought to you by DraftKings, not sponsored, soon to be sponsored, maybe DraftKings,
If you're listening.
if you're listening. My bets for the week are both in football. I got Tutty Trot plus 1693, New York Giants Tyrone Trace Jr., Atlanta's Drake London, Minnesota's Justin Jefferson's, and Detroit Amon-Ra St. Brown, all to score a touchdown. I think all of them are probably surefire except for Tyrone Trace Jr., although they are facing the Panthers in Germany, so there's a really good shot that gets that.
Daniel Jones threw a touchdown at home.
Yeah, yeah. So
Thank you. It's been almost 2 years.
yeah, it's been a long time. He needed one. And then my second is it's called Taylor Watch. It's plus 595. New York Giants versus Carolina over 40.5 points. I think they absolutely hit that because both those teams are hot garbage on defense. Tennessee at LAC over 39 points. I think that's another one that's a given. I think LAC is just gonna rack up some huge points. Tennessee will get 10 in there. Miami at LA Rams under 50 points. These are both that's gonna be a low scoring game to all get out. So
And 50 is high
50
anyways.
is
So
really
like,
high. Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't think they get that.
All right, that brings me to mine. I have the Senators to beat the Bruins on Saturday. Sorry, bud. Plus 130. I
Fine.
think the Senators are hot. We'll see how long that hotness lasts for, though. And then I also have Cleveland to win the in-season cup plus 1100, with a side note optional secondary choice of Phoenix at plus 1600.
Hmm. Not bad.
KD has 5 30-point games and leads the league in that stat line.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
He's the current favorite for the MVP.
Mm-hmm. Which you could get. You could absolutely get that.
And Book has been going crazy too. So
Looks insane,
I
bro.
think Phoenix is solid, and like we said, Cleveland's on a hot streak right now. Don't know how long that'll last, but if it lasts through the in-season cup, you got your winner right there, obviously. So
Yeah, at plus 1100 too. That's nasty. That's nasty work.
yeah. So, but I think that's about it from us today. So I hope everyone enjoyed as usual, or as not usual.
Well, and be sure to check us out. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Prime Podcast, wherever you might watch or listen for your podcast. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe where applicable. I'm gonna keep mentioning it.
My on a heater hot take of the week last week was in fact a hot
Bro,
take of the week because it was wrong. We did not upload.
I just didn't have time to do it. I just didn't have time.
We had a week. Remember,
Yeah.
guys. Remember the first 45 minutes of this podcast? Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that's
all right.
Yep.
Enjoy your weekend, everyone.
We're done rambling. Be free.